within the next few weeks, we are through with this matter. Nigeria spent a whole lot of money acquiring those jets. I can't remember the last time you saw any of them flying. I can't remember. So what happened? Did we buy them to decorate the museum? And then you go to talk to your soldiers. That's another issue entirely. I wish that you find time to look for a soldier who is friendly, who is close enough to tell you what they go through to engage this situation. Because it seems to be, from my reading of the entire situation, it seems to be that the military is even more polarized than the civil society we're in.
Oh, that would be such a
Yes.
dangerous thing if that's actually the case.
It seems to me that they are more polarized than we are out here. And if my thinking is right, they were in a bigger mess. We are. And who created it? The political leaders. Not me, not you in the studio. The political leaders created this as a way of creating their own environments, safeguarding their own personal environments for the sake of politics. Not safeguarding your own environment. No.
So, speaking about, I want us to go back a little bit when I talked about the government's response, what the ideal one would be. Again, there's that call of, okay, the verbal and all of that. Wouldn't you feel more assured in a government, for example, that just straight up starts to act? I mean, I remember when I saw the whole move with the service chiefs, I kept asking, I hope this will translate into something. I hope this will translate into something. Perhaps this can present an opportunity where we start to see immediately that these issues around banditry, terrorism, kidnappings, and all of that are tackled. And that's why I said, do they even really need to do a detailed response as opposed to just start acting out immediately? Because if it is to respond, I don't believe that our Nigerian government is bereft of responses. Perhaps they can even do a detailed letter, diplomatic, send it through all the diplomatic channels, and it won't translate at the end of the day.
Let me call your attention back to the former chief of defense staff, the immediate past one, Christopher Musa.
Musa, yes.
You saw his video, the video of him that went viral, where he was giving instructions to troops, telling them that you don't need to wait for instructions from Abuja to engage the terrorists, or whether I call them bandits or terrorists or whatever I call them. He said you don't need to wait for instruction from Abuja to engage them. What does that tell you? Somebody is telling you, don't move. Hold on your rifles. Stay where you are. Leave them to do what they're doing. Recently, there's a voice note from the governor of Zamfara State also that also came out. People addressed it. People heard him say that we know where all these guys are. We are poised to eliminate them. But the moment we moved in, we got instructions. Stop. So the question you should ask yourself is, which authority will tell a governor to stop? Of course, it's authority outside his state, a higher one. You get me? So the whole thing gives you impression that, look, this is orchestrated, and that the state government, the government of Nigeria, understands what it is all about. But it's like the government is giving you the impression that, well, since it doesn't affect me, no problem. It affects all of us. People can't trade easily. People can't travel across Nigeria easily. Everybody's scared. Even in Abuja, where we live, people are scared of coming out anyhow. If you come into your estate, you make sure before you get in, you're looking right, left, and center. Make sure that nobody's following, coming up behind you. If you see any face around your estate, you're jittery. You don't know who is this. What are they for? So why must Nigerians live in this kind of fear? In a country as rich, as blessed as we are, it is not about the incapacity of the Nigerian government to stop this. As far as I'm concerned, it's about the willingness, the political will to stop it.
All right. From the looks of things, it's looking like a threat of an invasion is what might engineer action. But we're hoping really and truly that is it doesn't have to get to that point where you're talking about threats of invasion. Trump was saying whether boots on ground, whether airstrikes. Another key thing there with statements like that coming from Trump. Of course, we know the history of the U.S. and their invasions in certain countries, but even beyond that, it's not like there is clear a tactic as to how to eliminate those people without individual or innocent casualties getting caught up in that. So clearly any talks of an invasion are not welcome. It should not be our way out. But the threat of it, if that is what it is looking like, it's going to take our leaders to act. It's a shame if we do have to get to that point, which is why I'm keen to say, okay, let's see what their response is going to be.
I don't see U.S. sending boots on the ground in Nigeria. I don't see them doing that because of this terror things. But they can understand that they also have their own studies. They have their own studies, they have their own facts. So they may also understand much more than we do where some of these things are coming from, where the strings are being pulled from. So based on that, they may take certain decisions on their own in the name of protecting their strategic interests, which is what actually happens.
So protect your strategic interests, maybe not boots on the ground. I came across something today. I've heard about it in times, but I studied it in detail today. I think it's called the Mazinski Act, where countries can decide to target personal people who are seen to infringe on the rights
exactly.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, perhaps if the U.S. had genuine interest, whether it is about protecting their strategic interests or for whatever claims that they say they want to move in and help Nigerians, perhaps that might be the way to go in Mazinski Act, as opposed to a threat of war.
But I don't see any country moving in directly into another country on this military expedition unless there's an invitation to her to assist.
Well, that's what we expect. But
yes.
Has that always been the case, especially with U.S. invasions?
U.S. have, again, depending on the bilateral agreements you have.
Okay.
Which we do not know. I mean, I have a feeling that there are countries that have entered into agreements with the U.S. Look, in case of this kind of developments, that you're free to send in troops to come in.
Which is kind of like still them permitting them.
Yeah, we're permitting them. There may be such agreements. And again, you should know that some of the aids we take internationally, some of the loans we take internationally have strings attached to them.
Yes, they do.
Some of these strings could be, in case of XYZ, we can move in. Your government may never tell you exactly the strings attached to the aids they take from and the loans they collect. Let me not tell you. All you know is that XYZ amounts have been taken and so much interest. The other ties to them, you wouldn't know.
Okay. All right. I think we've just about covered everything on this, from the threat to government reaction, what it should be, perhaps what it shouldn't be as well. We couldn't get into all of that, but we'll just take on the very last story, go for the news and come back and take your thoughts and contributions. Yes, that's you, our listeners. This one, not unexpected at this point, honestly. This morning, protests erupted at the National Secretariat of the PDP, Wadata Plaza in Abuja, as supporters of the factional acting national chairman of the party, Mohammed Abdurrahman, stormed the premises. And the group, chanting solidarity songs, demanded that the NWC, led by Umar Damagum, vacates the headquarters immediately. Our reports have it that Abdurrahman was named the acting national chairman of the party last week as the leadership crisis threatening the soul of the party worsened with the suspension of the party's national secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, and the legal advisor, Kamaldeen Ajibade. And in a dramatic twist, the faction loyal to the minister of the FCT, Somi, converged at a separate venue in Abuja and announced the suspension of the Damagum-led NWC. And that all culminated into the protests that we saw at the House today. Security officials were on ground to ensure that there was no clash between the two. But the protesters who accused the Damagum-led leadership of mismanaging party affairs vowed to reclaim control of the secretariat for the Abdurrahman-led faction. Very quickly, sir, your thoughts on this?
I think people are tired of PDP stories. The first time I got in trouble in the media house as an editor of Sunday Champion was the story of PDP splits. So Bangla faction took the PDP headquarters to the Liberty House, and that faction was there. I would probably the story, it got us into trouble. But that's it. Almost every election cycle, PDP gets into crisis because it's a question of who holds the control in order to negotiate with the ruling party. Since PDP left office, in fact, even before they left office, they've always had this crisis. And suddenly or sadly, all the founders of PDP, people who had a good intention of leading a party, creating a political party for Nigeria, they've literally put their hands off and let you guys run it the way you want.
You guys?
Let the guys who are there to who want to kill themselves right now. A few months ago, all we were hearing in PDP is that Atiku is the problem, Atiku is the problem, Atiku is the problem, Atiku is the problem. Atiku resigned, left the party. Now that Atiku left the party, even the governors of the party started pulling out. In other words, PDP is suffering a self-inflicted wound that they cannot even treat themselves. A lot of people expect PDP to be completely disbanded or really completely fade off. But the reality is that it is still relevant to our system. Because if it is not relevant to our political system, they will be having this crisis. The relevance of PDP means, this crisis means that PDP remains a formidable opposition, even though it has failed to discharge its responsibility as an opposition.
Some would say formidable, not so much.
It is. But the real thing about it is that it has allowed itself, well, I wouldn't say what we saw on the street, but it allowed itself to play so much with those who want to make sure that it does not see the light of day, or who want to put a foot on their head as against what happens in the 2027 election. We all know that whatever is happening in PDP now is about 2027 election.
Of course.
Everybody sees it. It's glaring. And it's about somebody saying, look, this party has to be on the ground until after the election. If they allow it to happen, it's a business. If they don't allow it, it's a business. But I can tell you, a lot of Nigerians are fed up with what is going on between PDP and the APC and the Labour Party and other people are looking for a messiah from another place.
You didn't mention ADC. Do you think Nigerians are
No, that's why I deliberately left that out.
Oh, I see.
Because it may be the joker.
Okay.
Yes, okay. It may be the joker. Because out of this whole crisis, a new seed may germinate. Even the rush to APC, it's just between, the way I see it, it will go between now and January probably. Because once the primaries of the parties are conducted, those who lose out
we'll start looking for the nearest
yes. We'll start looking for where they will either be heading back to PDP or getting back to ADC. And these are the people who will begin the crisis for APC.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get your thoughts on the matter. Yes, we will open up the phone lines and allow you to get in. So just stay with us. We'll be back.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
All talk and more talk on Nigerian's #1 talk station.
This country needs a marshal, needs a sheriff.
In some particular societies, especially in my tradition, a woman is not allowed to inherit land.
Issues that get your attention.
This thing has been a carryover for the time of Jonathan. Yeah. And continue this billions.
Your views against all odds.
My word is that why those households, why are they not following up their job? Like
The intense conversation.
It has to be given to her now based on sentiment. These are some of the challenges that women go through on a daily basis.
Okay, bro.
And that is
All and more on Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
In the world of movie chaos and trailer apocalypse, only one station gives you the latest and helps you make sense of it all.
I'm not here as a witness.
They were my friends.
Listen!
Oh, I just don't trust you. So sit back, strap in as we take you through the world of the movies. Animations,
Smile and wave, boys.
original soundtracks, and awesomeness of epic proportions.
you just want to laugh at me like everyone else.
It's the movies. Awesome. I don't have friends. I got family.
Sundays, 8 p.m. on your #1 talk station, 95.1 Nigeria Info. Let's talk movies. Right now.
It's okay. That is okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. Let me explain. It's okay. She. Off your mic.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Your mic is always on. Let's talk. The details.
The stories.
With the updates.
Your #1 station for talk brings it all.
Nigerian politics is more strategic. Even look at the presidential level, you see almost the same thing almost playing out. It's a game of numbers and popularity.
Even of us to help our brothers and sisters to rise up, to condemn.
Don't be left out of the conversation.
Let's talk.
On 95.1.
Nigeria Info. Let's talk on 95.1
Nigeria Info.
Abuja.
Information is key.
It is power.
Information rules the world.
Get informed.
Stay informed. Nigeria Info, your #1 station for talk.
And now, news from the nation's capital. This is Abuja Today.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has awarded...
The politics.
The Federal High Court in Abuja has awarded a fine of 500,000 naira against the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company over its failure to furnish a lawyer, Festus Onifade, with information requested in line with provisions of Freedom of Information Act 2011. Justice Gladys Olotu, in a judgment, held that refusal of the AEDC to furnish the Onifade and co-applicant with information in his custody was wrongful, unlawful, and unconstitutional. Justice Olotu, who said she found merit in the applicant's application, also made an order compelling the company to furnish them with the information requested for their letter dated 18th January 2023 within 7 days of the order of the court. The Federal Fire Service and the FCT has organized a mental health awareness workshop on the importance of maintaining sound mental health while ensuring the safety of citizens. Speaking at the opening of the training, controller in the FCT, Mohammed Anas, said the essence of a healthy reasoning cannot be overemphasized. The controller said that the service remained committed to promoting not only physical safety, but also the mental and emotional well-being of its personnel, noting that a healthy mind is essential for effective service delivery. Anas urged the participants to cooperate with the trainers, who are medical experts in learning how to cope with the mental challenges attached to the job. And the FCT Health Services and Environment Secretariat is mobilizing students in secondary and tertiary institutions to take the lead in protecting the environment for future generations. The initiative, convened by behavioral advocate Daniela Olainka, will involve visits to schools and campuses across the FCT to educate students on environmental protection and the upcoming Breathe Clean Air Abuja project. Declaring the campaign open on Monday, the Mandate Secretary, Health Services Secretariat, Dr. Dolapo Fashawe, announced that the Secretariat is collaborating with various interested stakeholders within the territory to sensitize young people on the dangers of air pollution and the importance of adopting clean energy solutions. And that's Abuja today on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Thank you for listening. More news comes your way at 5 p.m. The news update. I am Joy Eberebe.
The details,
The stories,
with the updates.
your number one station for talk brings it all.
Nigerian politics is multi-strategic. Even look at the presidential level, you see almost the same thing almost playing out. It's a game of numbers and popularity.
Even of us to help our brothers and sisters to rise up, that condemn.
Don't be left out of the conversation.
Let's talk
On 95.1
Nigeria Info. Back to back and back of the biggest talk on your number one station for talk, Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to Hard Facts.
This is Hard Facts.
Hard Facts. On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. All right, we're opening up the phone lines now to get your thoughts on the story so far. 0700951 0000, 0809 597 4869, and 009 993 0137. My guest, Mr. Achileus-Chud Uchegbu, is still here in the studio, and I would be allowing him to respond to some of you. Perhaps you have questions, concerns, and all of that. This one here says, good afternoon. I would like to ask Mr. Uchegbu, why is it that many people complain about sponsorship of the bill? What makes it so expensive? Sir P from CBD with that one. Should we take more calls and then you come back and ask?
Sponsorship of the bill?
Yes.
Expensive?
Yes.
How?
Said some people complain about it.
I'm hearing that for the first time. Because I know, I mean, if you have a rep member, if you have a bill for yourself, go down to him and present your bill to him.
That's all.
That's all. That's why he's there for you. That's his job. I mean, when they talk about sponsorship, it doesn't mean that you're paying for it. It means that somebody has his name behind it. It was brought by this person.
Okay.
So if it's a private member bill, that private member sponsored it. It doesn't mean that he paid for it. No.
All right then. Let's take some calls. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes. Welcome.
Good afternoon, please. So my name is.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you should call back, and then the network did it for you. Kindly call us back. It wasn't clear at all. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Somi.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Michael Wind Blues.
Welcome, Mike. Go ahead.
Yes, question to our guest. Somi, I want to say, if my memory is not failing me, I think the former Minister of Finance, Ugozo Konja-Iweala, raised the issue as to paying legislators to pass national budget. Am I right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about him.
So I guess, if a member is saying people are being bribed to know what is our guest saying in defense of that, if the whole national budget, the minister is saying that they have to bribe members for them to pass national budget, what is our guest saying?
He agreed that there was bribe for budget, but as to bribe for bills, that's where he said he needed clarification. So
then another key issue that I want to emphasize really, Somi, the business of the legislature, which is the only arm that indicates that we're in a democracy, has been rubbished in Nigeria. Our guest spoke to it from the surface. So I'm able to tell all of us that, do you know that the sitting arrangement for which Senator Natasha was suspended, do you know that arrangement was because the electronic voting devices were attached to this seat, and so whichever seat you are sitting, We know where you sit. And so when a bill is passed or a bill or a motion is put to vote, how you press either yes, no, or abstain. We know who passed this, who pressed this yes, or who pressed this no, who pressed this abstain because of that civil arrangement.
Mike, hold on. Mike, hold on. Mike, hold on. I want to be clear. You are saying that the sitting arrangement is tied to electronic voting in the Senate. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. You know, each seat, there's an electronic voting device attached to each seat in the legislature that I know. When they attach, when they say the sitting arrangement, okay, you're supposed to sit in seat number so, or the sitting arrangement is because so that we can track representation. Look, so let me tell us now that do you know that of all the bills of the National Assembly are passing, we cannot track to say, okay, how does each senator vote to pass any bill because of this voice vote?
So, it's Mike, like hold on.
All the judgments, like, let me make a comparison, please.
Okay.
It's like saying all the judgment the judiciary have passed, no judge's name is attached to say, okay, this judgment was by justice, so. That is what the National Assembly has been doing to us, Somi. So we can't track representation. We can't track. Oh, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mike. Now, just take a breather there. Just breathe. You're saying a whole lot of things at the same time. Hold on.
The representative governance has got to conspire to betray Nigerians entirely, right from the Senate to the councillors. The way they vote to pass bill and motion with this voice vote is a total betrayal and deny us access to how we can't track representation. You can't even track how your senator or House of member vote to pass a particular bill on your behalf on our behalf.
Okay.
Remember the one I can point to when the Senate passed when the Senate this state of emergency in Rivers State. Some senators come out to say we don't they to it. Someone like the society came out to say no. But all this is because of this voice. We can't go back and say, okay, how did Israel vote to pass that state of emergency, for instance?
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I mean, the point about voice voting had already been made in the course of the conversation. The bit that had us a bit, I was trying to understand. Makes sense.
I think he got it all mixed up.
Okay.
I don't want to say he got it wrong. He got it all mixed up because. Okay. As much as I know, sitting arrangement in the National Assembly chambers, both chambers, is according to an alphabetical order. It's an alphabetical order. If you check, all those senators whose surnames are beginning with A are literally coming up forward. Like he mentioned, the explanation they gave to you was that her surname is U, Udwa, and that is why she's back there. She was put back there. I think the sitting assembly in the National Assembly is basically on the alphabetical order. Well, the surnames.
I've heard one or two times that it's based on how long you've been in the Senate as well. You know, some kind of seniority.
They also make provisions. They also make provisions for senior members of the National Assembly to sit closer, and then the principal officers sit also closer to the table. But others they put in alphabetical order because that's the only way you can justify people sitting down. Because somebody will say, "Oh, why am I not sitting close to this person? Why am I sitting close?" Once you put them in alphabetical orders, you solve that problem.
I mean, both those points are clear. But the thing about the electronic voting, yes, we've established that there's provision for that, but they don't use it.
It's not being used, yes.
But there's a way he put it that just got...
No, I think he's saying that the sitting arrangement is supposed to make you track how your senators are voting. No,
yes, I don't representation.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's proper. That's right. For you to track your senators' representation or House of Reps member representation, go to the gallery. You are free to come to the gallery, see how they are voting, how they work. You can, as a private citizen, you can come into your senators, hold them accountable, say, look, we've not been seeing you in the Senate. We've not been seeing you in the House. That is why they have the constituency offices. You can make a representation. Put it before them, they will not give you, or you can even demand from them. Let us see the result of your stewardship, your involvement in these bills. If you have a view that you feel strongly about, you want to push through, you can get it through your own representative in the National Assembly.
That's if they'll be available to even take it. There have been complaints about lack of access to them in the first place. But let's take some more calls. Hello?
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead,
Hello.
please. I can hear you.
Hello. I can hear you very well.
All right, go ahead,
Hello.
please.
Mr. Sylvester calling for me.
Welcome.
I want to speak regard to USA invading Nigeria. I think in as much that federal government they failed to do the move for over 15 years now, we are unable to contend against Boko Haram. I think we should allow USA to come. But I remember vividly, United Arab Emirates, they mentioned so many sponsors, Tani Boko Haram. I expected Nigeria to release the people and persecute them, but up till now they fail to do that. That is to say our government are not serious. We don't have. Let America come. It is the best. Thank you.
All right. We'll take some more calls there. We'll come back to that. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Adela Victor from Bisalagi.
Welcome.
To me, I will never support U.S. Intervening in our affairs because U.S. has its own challenges. For the past 1 month, the shutdown in America, and millions of Americans are going through hard times. So I think the president of America has enough challenges to face at home. And all this going on shooting in American city. Christ, let him solve his own challenges first. You see, the president of America is a controversial man. And we know that America will go to any country where they can get something because of economic reasons. So therefore, if they intervene, we are in a serious problem. Now, look at what is happening in Ukraine now. America and Ukraine have entered a pact so that Ukraine will be giving them some mineral resources because they want to help them. So in Nigeria, we have to be very careful. So let our leaders do the mission. We know how to win this war. It is left for our leaders to apply the political will and win this war. So because if America comes in, we are in a serious mess. Because look at what's happening in Afghanistan. America was disgraced out of Afghanistan after many years. They didn't achieve anything. They let that country work. And look at what's happening in Libya too. Look at now, they killed that dictator, but today, Libya is polarized. They will polarize Nigeria if they intervene. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Hello.
I can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to speak on the US and in Nigeria. So this problem has been with us for 16 years. One government or the other that are coming promising us, and we are losing life. Yes, anybody that said that there is no, genocide Christianity in Nigeria is a lie. Is it not the last bomb blast that happened on 25th or is it that of the venue on 25th night? The cops were killed in thousands. Human became like chicken in the streets of those states. Around Kaduna, at the time, they almost found the entire people from Abidjan. So if anybody says there is nothing like that, just like, and I laugh when I see Nigerians saying that US are coming for our natural resources. The resources that have been there, how has it been benefit to you and I as a citizen? What are we benefiting as a citizen?
So the US should come and benefit for you.
I didn't get you said.
So the US should come and benefit from it. They should come and have a share in it.
If they can have it for us to have peace, no problem. Because some people, it's just the natural resources are just some people that are eating it. We have food and buying food is very expensive. Electricity now is a no-go area. Is it diesel or kerosene? Just name one. How are the government helping us, the citizens, from what God has given us on the, free of charge?
All right, sir.
But they are packing it, eating it, giving their children over there to live a good life.
Okay.
While we here, we don't have our peace, we don't have our security, and we don't have our property. Nothing is safe.
Thank you very much,
So if
sir.
these people can come in, give us peace, no problem. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, we'll take a few more, then we'll let our guests respond. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. So,
welcome.
Yeah, see, my name is David. I'm calling you from Area 1.
Go ahead, David.
You see, my issues, all the issues you people have been speaking, these are the same issues we keep speaking upon. And this particular case is always in this platform. To Nigerians. That's my issue.
Hello, David. All right. Then. David, the network is not doing you any favors right now. Let's let our guest respond, and then we'll come back and take a few more and then wrap it up. Just to say very quickly. No, let me let our guest respond. Please go ahead, sir. I saw you laugh, a very hearty laugh there at the comments for U.S. to be given room to invade. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I'm not looking at U.S. invading Nigeria or coming to take over our space, no. But I will say that whatever needs to be done to stop this bloodshed in Nigeria should be done.
Let's call it spade a spade.
Good.
Who needs to do the doing? Because if you say you're not looking at the U.S., we've talked a little bit about what the government needs to do.
Good.
Right? So what then
the Constitution of Nigeria, as section 14 to subsection B, says the primary function of government is the security and welfare of the citizens.
Yes.
What does security connote? It connotes the justice system, managing the justice system. It connotes securing the people and the country from both internal and external aggression. It connotes the management of the law enforcement agencies to make sure there's justice in the system. Now, if you abdicate that right, it means that you have left your responsibility fallow. Any other person can take over that position. So, if the international community shows enough interest in Nigeria, enough interest in trying to secure the life of Nigerians, I sure Nigerians will welcome the international community.
At what cost, though?
Yes,
because I've seen some other people responding to this from the international community. A policymaker, what's his name now? Gunther, yes, chairman, Austrian Committee for NATO Enlargement, for Austria-Ukraine,
yes,
talking about how there should be an ex-Nigeria. I don't think, and this is also as a follow-up to the conversation around invasion. So he's saying, go ahead, invade, and then split us up. Someone else also commented on this, talking about how there needs to, Nigeria's Christian South needs its right for self-determination, all because the government has failed to protect the Christian communities as much as they fail to protect the Muslim communities. So they are talking about polarizing Nigeria along the northern and southern divide. Is that really, and these things are a follow-up to the invasion?
These are consequences of the government failure, of leadership failure.
Granted, yes.
Yeah, it is because the leadership is not living up to its own responsibility. That is why Nigeria has said, look, it's better we go our way. I think we are safer being in our own villages.
But what is the evidence really and truly of that? Because with this foreign invasion, whether from US or whoever, and I say this very boldly, from whoever, foreign invasion is not ever quick and sweet.
No. See,
and short.
I understand.
It persists.
Yes.
With it comes its own issues.
If you understand the narrative that both the NATO and US have drawn over the years, they create a narrative against you. The narrative is well marketed around the world. It gains traction. It gains momentum. Everybody's like, oh, let's look up to it. Let me take you back to Iraq. Weapon of mass destruction. It's a narrative that was created by NATO and US. There's a weapon of mass destruction in Iran. Saddam Hussein is developing a weapon of mass destruction that a click of the button, he wipe out humanity.
I mean, Netanyahu has been singing that same song for the past 30 years.
Good. No. Let's get out to Iraq first. Because of that, there was an invasion of Iraq.
Okay, yeah. Netanyahu was about Iran.
Yeah, there was an invasion of Iraq, and they eliminated the country, eliminated their leaders, created all sorts of issues around him, and that was it. That country has recovered from that invasion to this moment.
Just to be clear, there was no invitation to do that, right?
Good. The same thing with Libya. Libya hasn't recovered from the invitation against allegation that, Saddam Hussein is killing his people. Not Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi. He's killing his people. NATO, Libya has nothing to do with NATO. But NATO got involved in eliminating him. Libya hasn't been the same till then. Today, Nigerian leaders will point to you and say, it was because of the failure of Libya that you have arms proliferating and coming into Nigeria freely. These are excuses that we give to ourselves. For heaven's sake, if the kitchen is too hot, why stay there? Go to the sitting room and stay. Get out from the kitchen. So if we can, if ours is also keep up manufacturing excuses, which we did for Buhari for 8 good years of Buhari, we were manufacturing excuses for him. It was not him. It was 8 years or 16 years of PDP. It was what Jonathan did. It was what that person did. Now Buhari has come and gone after 8 years, wasted our own 8 years. The problem persists.
Which is why I was very specific about getting government action to ending this.
Yes.
But the one thing that I know is it is their continued inaction. And if there is inaction after this, then we can be looking at the fear of this happening. But there has to be action.
If the inaction continues, there won't be any other way out of it that Nigeria begin to call on the international community to come and assist you. There won't be.
Just bearing in mind that they are associated costs with that.
It is obvious that you are seeing these characters. Whether you call them bandits or rebels or whatever you call them, you see them bearing RPGs, coming out to meetings with you, and you're negotiating with them. Why would the government negotiate with armed bandits, criminals, terrorists?
The non-kinetic approach is what they're calling it.
Also, the rubbish. That negotiation is simply hands off. There's nothing we can do. You're throwing hands in the air. Katsina said negotiated with them, give them equipment, give them vehicles. And what happens afterwards? When they exhausted the money they had, they came back and continued their operations. In Kaduna said it was something. In Zamfara said you negotiated, give them vehicles, Hillock vans. They take the Hillock van from you, they go out there, they sell it and get money and do what they want to do. When they are broke, they get back to their trade.
So again, coming back to whatever needs to be done, because that's the way you phrased it, whatever needs to be done must I believe that was because I see representatives saying about, instead of you talking and boots on the ground and war, still help us. The same representatives of this government are calling for aid from these international countries, from the US itself. So perhaps there is some other way around this than the way they are going about it. For example, I made mention of that thing. Time will not permit us to go into that, where they have this, and it's not just the US that has this, the Mazinski or so they call it. It's not just the US that has it. Other countries have. They say, okay, we face, if a list really and truly, then work with your list and do away with this unscrupulous elements. If really and truly there's been proper investigation, because we also know that some of these countries, these Western countries, can weaponize these instruments. They can weaponize these instruments. But this cannot be the means of intervention that Nigerians are holding out for.
Or whatever I want to come in.
Yeah.
It could be tied to mineral resources. It could also be to operation.
All right. And if you're lacking in that, hopefully it won't take an invasion to get us to act. But
we don't really need an invasion from any country.
Exactly.
We don't need it. I mean, even if US wants to come, they're not coming to invade you. What they will say is use drones to take out certain cells. That's what they will do. Use drones to liquidate some cells.
You hope.
That was likely go to bomb. Nobody wants it to happen. Because that will also lay a foundation for an argument. They said, we can't just be sending drones. We also have to operationalize some things.
Yes.
Because remember, the US had made attempts in the past.
Yes, true.
To have military bases in Nigeria, which
we turned it down.
We turned down.
I mean, we turned down a number of things in the very recent past of our relations with the US, which is why it's been a little frosty. Yeah. But still, this can't not be. Keep saying it. We hope this will not get to that point. Let's take a break. We'll come back.
Get to that point. We hope it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah. Let's take this break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up with our guest. Thank you, sir.
This November, a new chapter unfolds for the very